I I suppose we can start now because I make this one as a video recording as well.
Okay, hi, Green.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Those who are here today, hope you're all good. My name is Sok Heng, and I'm from Middlesex University. Good to see all of you today. And so I think we'll just start now. My name is Sok Heng. I'm going to just share my screen right now. Just one quick moment. Yes, so I think this is what you'll be able to see. Okay. All right. So if you've already seen or probably heard of Middlesex University, I think our name already has been in Thailand for many, many years. You probably have heard of somebody who has been to London, studied in London, or maybe studied in Middlesex itself. Okay, so I think our name is also quite obvious, showing where we are located. And I think most people, when you speak to them, they would know where London is, or at least, heard of it. Some of you maybe have been to London before. Okay, so our university is located in London. I'll tell you more about the location exactly in London in a short while. Okay. So some of the reasons why students choose to study in Middlesex University are because of these few reasons. Okay, London is a very multicultural and a very welcoming city with over 9 million people. I mean, just in London alone is about 9 million people. It's also well known. The qualification that you receive or studying in the UK is very well known and is also internationally recognized. So regardless if you study in London or you study in the UK and you decided to try to apply for a job overseas, maybe in Europe or in Australia or in the US, there's no issue at all. Our qualification is recognized internationally. A lot of students like to study in London or in the UK because of the global exposure. Global exposure meaning you have got to, there are many companies that open their office in London. So with them, they bring different kinds of culture, different kinds of people working in the UK. So if you are going to study or if you're going to work in the UK in the future, you get a lot of knowledge about other cultures and other countries. Okay, of course, 4 seasons experience, we have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Very, very different from Thailand. Thailand, we have hot season, and you have the rainy season. Same goes, with most of the Southeast Asia countries. Yeah. Okay. Because you're studying in London, everyone speaks English. So it helps you to improve your English when you are studying in the UK. And UK or London is a gateway to Europe. You can take the train, you can take flights to any part of Europe, sometimes for a very cheap price, especially when they run promotion nearing to the holiday seasons. If you book your tickets early, you can get to any part of Europe for a fraction of the price. Of course, a shorter time for an honors degree. The UK degree is normally 3 years. But for your arrangements with the CTH qualification, your time in the UK will be much shorter. I will tell you more about it shortly. Okay, so if you see anywhere in my slides that says MDX, it refers to Middlesex University, yeah, just for your information. All right, Middlesex University has been around for many years. We have over 130 years of teaching experience, and we are also the top 5 modern university in the UK. I mentioned earlier that we are not in the city center of London, but we are just outside of the city center or the central London in an area called Hendon, in Hendon, okay? But Hendon, it is actually on the northwest of London. We are still in London, we're just not in the city center. And to get to the city center, it's only about 30 minutes by train. So apart from business courses or tourism courses, we also have courses in arts and design, computing, public health, sports science, and many more. Okay, so this is, I wanted to show you this. This is the train map for London. And if you see central London is right here where the yellow box is, yellow and green box in the middle, that's central London. Okay, you don't need to know all the stations. I don't think anyone in the UK or anyone in London is able to remember as well. The most important thing, the few important places that you need to know is number one, Heathrow Airport. This is the airport where most international students will land, and this is the nearest airport from our campus. The second place I want to tell you is along the black line. So every line has got different color and it brings you to different parts of London. Middlesex University is in a place called Hendon, I mentioned earlier on. And the nearest station from the campus is called Hendon Central Station. So Hendon Central Station is only about 15 minutes walk from the campus. From campus to the train station, 15 minutes walk, and from Hendon Central Station to get to central London is about 25 minutes train ride. Okay, this is how our campus looks like. There are a few buildings. It's a very compact campus, so that it's easily, if you want to go from one building to another, you can always walk in the campus. There are a few buildings that I want to highlight to you. Number one is Shepherd Library. Our Shepherd Library is open 24 hours during term time, so that, if you need to do some late night studying or, preparing to finish up your assignment, you can do that in the library. This is open 24 hours during term time. MDX House is a social area, a social building where you can find one of the bigger cafeterias. We also have the student union office and the gymnasium in MDX House. For business course students, you will be based either in college building. You will probably use some rooms in the college building and also Williams building. These two buildings are dedicated to programs such as business, tourism, and so on and so forth. The other programs, the other buildings that you see, such as Hatchcroft with the Grove and Town Hall, these are for science subjects, art and design, and law program, respectively. And if you look across the street, you will see this orange building called Usher Halls. Usher Halls is one of the accommodation that we provide to our students. We have 5 in total, and Usher Halls is the only in-campus accommodation we have. I will also go through some other, the other accommodations that we have. Just like to share with you some of the pictures, up-close pictures that you see. Earlier on, I mentioned Town Hall. So this is Town Hall. The picture on the left is the picture of Town Hall, one of the buildings for law program. And then you have the Quad, the college building. And then Shepherd's Library, the Grove, and Hatchcroft. All right, coming to accommodation, apart from knowing what you will be studying, you also need to make sure that you have accommodation. You have a place to stay while you're studying in the UK. And these are some of the reasons why students like to stay in our halls of residence. Number one, it is for safety and security. We have a security warden that walks around the area of the accommodation to make sure there are no unauthorized people coming into the halls of residence. It's 24-hour security. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry much about people coming in and out because every student must have the key before they can come into the area, right? Accommodation is also guaranteed to all of the students who are studying in Middlesex University for the first time, right? It is guaranteed for students, but of course you need to let us know before the deadline so that we can help you to secure an accommodation, right? There's a strong student community. We have students from almost, many different parts of the world coming over to stay in our halls of residence. So you have a very strong student community in all the residence or all the halls of residence that we have. Okay, whatever that you pay for the room includes utility bills. Utility bills meaning water, electricity, Wi-Fi, and heater. You will be given a contract for each room that you stay in, all right? And the contract is either 40 weeks or 50 weeks. Usher halls, the one that I showed you in the picture earlier on, that is for 40 weeks contract. Right, so this is the only on-campus accommodation. Nearest to the university, we have 2 blocks with a total of 183 single rooms. All our rooms are single occupancy, so no sharing rooms. All the rooms, 1 person, 1 room. Usher halls have attached bathroom. In the room itself, you can find your bathroom and also your toilet. So these rooms are called ensuite rooms, yeah. Those with sharing toilet is called standard rooms. We have other halls of residence that has standard rooms. I'll show you later. So the average room size is roughly about 9 meters square. So it's not very big. You can see from the picture on the left-hand side, you have a single bed and then a study table. Next to the study table is a wardrobe and the bathroom that's next to it. Every halls of residence have our laundry facilities on the ground floor. And Usher halls is a 40 weeks contract accommodation. Next accommodation would be Platt halls. Platt halls is roughly about 20 minutes walk from campus. This is the second nearest accommodation from the university. Also single rooms, 90 rooms in total. All rooms are also ensuite, meaning there's attached bathroom. And so no sharing rooms, no sharing toilet. So everything is all within your room. All bills are included, also 40 weeks contract. The rooms are very similar to Usher. The only difference is the location. All right, next off is Rittle House. So Rittle House and Platt halls, both of these halls of residence are in the same area. The difference is the type of rooms. Rittle House are all standard rooms, meaning they share bathroom with other 5 to 6 students. Okay, all bills are inclusive, 40 weeks contract, and Rittle House is only for students 21 years old and above. Ivy halls, okay, the next 2 accommodation I want to tell you about is a little further away from the campus. It's about 45 minutes to 50 minutes from campus. And they have 50-week contracts. So mainly for postgraduate students, or students who want to study in masters, okay? So they can stay in these rooms because their program is longer duration. Okay, similar with other halls of residence, laundry facilities are available. All bills are included, and you have a choice between 40 and 50 weeks contract. The next one is Wood Green Halls. Wood Green Halls is about 50 minutes bus ride from campus, but it is closer to central London. The nearest station would be Wood Green Station, only 3 minutes walk from the train station and 15 minutes to King's Cross. Okay, but Wood Green Halls only available for 50 weeks contract only. Okay, so pathway to Middlesex University, how are you going to progress? How are you going to come over to Middlesex? It's very simple, straightforward. All of you have taken this or taking the CTH Level 5 Advanced Diploma in Tourism Management. And with this qualification, you can enter any of our program that is stated here. We have the BA Business Management, 1-year top-up. We have the BA Business Management Marketing, 1-year top-up. We have the BA International Business Administration, 1-year top-up. Or if you want to go into tourism, you have Bachelor of Science, International Hospitality and Tourism Management, 1-year top-up. 1-year top-up meaning you only study 1 year in the UK instead of studying the 3 years that is required for most students to get a degree from Middlesex University. So first, you need to pass your CTH Advanced Diploma program in Fin, and then come over to Middlesex to study 1 year, either programs in business or the program in hospitality and tourism management. What are the entry requirements? Okay, you need to have a minimum of pass and above in all the subjects that you have taken for the CTH qualification. We also require an IELTS score of 6.0 with reading, writing, listening, and speaking at minimum 5.5. But if you don't meet the entry requirement for IELTS, you can either take IELTS again, or you can sit for our in-house English test, meaning our own internal test. Okay, so this internal test is free for all the students who wants to come to Middlesex to study. And you must already have an offer from Middlesex before you can sit for the English test. Okay, if you have taken an IELTS and you don't meet the requirement of 6.0, let's say you have overall 5.5, okay, then you have to sit for pre-sessional program. The pre-sessional program is an intensive English program that you take before the start of the main program. And this pre-sessional program is conducted during summer, okay, depending on your IELTS score. So the higher your IELTS score, the shorter the duration of IELTS. But if let's say you have an IELTS of 4.5, for example, then you will have to study longer time for pre-sessional. Okay. In-house English test. This is the test. If let's say you don't have an IELTS and you have never taken an IELTS test, you can always take our in-house English test. And our test is very similar to IELTS, where we will test you on reading, writing, listening, and speaking. The test is divided into 2 days. The first day, you will be tested on reading and writing. And if you pass day 1 test, then only you are allowed to sit for day 2 tests. Day 2 is for listening and for speaking. Okay. For those who have taken IELTS, and if you don't meet the requirement, this is the pre-sessional English schedule that that you will need to go through. So let's say, having an example, our requirement is IELTS 6.0. But if you have an IELTS lower than 6.0, let's say a 5.5, you will need to sit for a 6 weeks pre-sessional starting in July. So instead of going to the UK in September to start the main program, you need to be in the UK earlier to go for or to sit for the pre-sessional English course. It's an intensive English course that helps you to improve your English before the start of your main program. So during pre-sessional, you will be taught on skills like presentation skills, report writing skills, reading skills to help you get used to the English language before you start the main program. Okay, this is the schedule for undergraduate, those who wanted to do a degree program starting in September. This is the schedule for those who wants to study masters during September. This is just for your information. Yeah? If you have completed your degree in Middlesex and you thought, okay, I think I want to do my master's as well, you can also do that. You can continue your master's program in Middlesex University. And if you study master's with us, you can get a 20% reduction in tuition fees. Okay, so you study the CTH qualification, you come to Middlesex to study 1-year degree, and then you can continue with another year of master's in Middlesex. And these are the programs that you can study for master's level. You can study the International Business Management, you can study MBA, Innovation Management and Entrepreneurship, Marketing Management, Digital Marketing. You can also study Branding and Marketing Communications as well. Okay, but how much do you need in order for you to study 1 year in the UK? So roughly, this is an estimate of the living costs that you will need while you're studying in the UK. For bills and insurance, you don't have to spend too much because if you are staying in our accommodation, then insurance is included. But if you wanted to stay outside in a private rented accommodation, you do need to make sure you have sufficient money for bills and also for insurance, roughly about, let's say 50 to 60 pounds per month. Okay, and if you are staying nearby the university within walking distance, you can save a bit on transport, local transportation. Maybe spend a bit of money or during weekends to explore London. Other than that, you can always walk to the university. The other expenses would be, of course, your food and household items, a little bit more, about 140 to 200 pounds per month. If you eat outside often, let's say you don't cook, then your expenses for food might increase a little bit. If you cook on your own, it helps you to save quite a lot of money every month. Okay, books and stationeries is very little because every student will get an electronic textbook for free for every subject that you take in Middlesex. All right, so that's why this will help you to reduce the costs for books because textbooks especially is quite expensive in the UK. So that is why for all the students, we will be giving you a free ebook. If you need any additional books for reference, you can get that from the university library, from our Shepherd's Library. Application process is very simple. These are the documents that we require: official academic transcript and certificate, letter or the letter of completion from CTH. You have a valid IELTS results. If let's say you don't have an IELTS results, that's okay. You can submit all the other documents first, and then you can plan to sit for our internal English test later on, right? We also need one academic reference letter, your personal statement or SOP, statement of purpose, roughly about 300 words or 1 page to tell us about your experience. Why do you want to take this program? What are your career aspirations? What do you want to be when you graduate? Okay, put all that into your SOP. And we also require a color copy of your valid passport for identification purposes. So when should you start putting in your application? If you're planning to go to the UK this year, is it too late or is it still early? Well, ideally, you should start the process in December, the year before you are planning to go. But it is still not too late. If you're planning to go this year, you can still submit your application right now, even if it is already the month of March coming to April. So submit the application based on and submit the documents that I've mentioned to you earlier on. Okay, so the steps are, number one, submit your application to Middlesex University. All this, I've gone through the documents earlier on. Okay, you can sit for the English test, which we run almost every month. Either that, or you can resit IELTS if you prefer to sit for IELTS. Then you will receive a conditional offer from Middlesex University with details of any documents that you have not submitted. Right? Next, roughly by June, you should start the submission of the remaining documents that is stated in your offer letter. And to accept our offer, you need to pay a tuition fee deposit of 50% of the full tuition fee to confirm that you will accept the offer. So 50% of the tuition fee is equivalent to semester 1 tuition fees. Once you have made this tuition fee, the second part of the tuition fee will be made before the start of term 2 in January, right? Once you have made the payment for tuition fees, then you can start accommodation arrangements, or you can let me know so that I can help you with accommodation arrangement. Okay, by July, you can start to apply or prepare for visa application. You need to do a tuberculosis test in IOM, Thailand. You must have to make sure that you have financial evidence. That means you have to show that you have enough money to study in the UK for 1 year. And you will also receive a CAS. CAS is the short form for confirmation for the acceptance of study. It is a simple code, a code that is special only to you, and you must use this code for visa application. Without the CAS, you cannot apply for visa. Okay, so once you have all this ready, then you can submit your application for visa. Okay, if you have not applied for accommodation earlier on, please make sure you have accommodation settled before you fly to the UK. And make your flight arrangements or buy your flight tickets after your student visa is approved. In summary, submit your application, accept the offer, apply for visa, and you should be in the UK in September if you do not need pre-sessional. If you do need pre-sessional, then it depends on your IELTS score. Okay, so this is my line QR code. If you want to get in touch with me, please scan this QR code and text me over online. Or if you do use WhatsApp or you wanted to give me a call, that is my phone number on the left-hand side. My line ID and my email is also stated there. Okay, so these are, I hope this session is, it's useful for you. Do you have any questions? Anyone has any questions about studying in Middlesex?
Yeah, so for Middlesex, you have the class start in January or not yet?
We have a January intake, but the intake for January is very small and very limited programs. Maybe normally I know international business administration will be offered. So if let's say you're not able to go in September, you can consider going in January, but only limited to the BA IBA program. IBA stands for International Business Administrative Program.
And this one you graduated in December, isn't it?
If you start in January, you are expected to complete in August.
Oh, August. Okay.
Yes.
So you have special semester in the mid in the July. Oh, okay. So it's just one course and run from January till August, isn't it?
Yes. If you join us in September, you will you get to experience autumn, you get to experience winter, and also spring, because by summer you will already complete your studies.
Understand.
So, and you have longer time because in between the semesters you have a long Christmas break. And you also get Easter break. That's why the duration is a bit longer, from September until July. Okay, if you're starting in January, then you won't have the Christmas break. You will have the Easter break only. So you start from January and you are expected to complete your studies in August.
Okay, understand. And quick question, now it's Easter now. Just want to know that how long is it in Easter break in the UK now? I cannot remember. 2
2
weeks?
weeks. Yes, 2 weeks.
That's from today, isn't it?
They have already started their Easter break last week.
Oh, so it's last week
Yes.
and next week.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
So once the student, normally after the Easter break is the examination season. So students will return to their home country, celebrate Easter, and then they will come back. Once the classes starts again or the university reopens, it will be exam season. And then results will be out in May. Results will be out in June, and graduation will be, for this year, it will be end of June, early July.
Okay, understand. Yeah, I remember the class always start, the exam always start after the break.
Yes, exam starts after Easter break.
And the Christmas break as well. Okay.
Yes, that's right. After Christmas break is the start of semester 2.
Oh, I see. Because on my master, after I come back from the Christmas, it just exam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it leaves like that.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just ask in Thai. มีใครมีคำถามอะไรไหมครับ ไม่มีนะ Okay, I think it should be fine. If I have any questions, I will send to you. Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, then
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right, thank you everyone. Thanks, friend.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.